Hello, welcome to my holistic simulated workplace assessment for OTAN for my travel course. My name is Jo Hall and my TAFE ID is 376 298 213. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Can you do that again? We have to start again. Close this down. Just hang on a minute. I need something else out. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
How can I help you today?
I was actually watching Getaway on TV last night and they actually had a segment on Vietnam. To me it looks like a pretty amazing country, which I would love to travel to with my family. I've also read a lot of articles and travel brochures on the country and really want to find out.
Sorry, we'll stop. Gary, get out! Did you hear him doing that? Gary, get out! Gary, come here. Yeah. Gary, come here. Go away.
I wasn't even paying attention to him.
What?
I wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, I can hear him. He was playing with that paper. Okay, go pick that up. Start again. Sorry. Yes, yeah? Okay. Okay, thank you. Bye. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
How can I help you today?
Look, I was actually watching Getaway last night on television,
Yeah.
and there was actually a segment on Vietnam. To me, it looks like a pretty amazing country, which I'd like to travel to with my family. I've also read a lot of articles and travel brochures on the country and really want to find out a little bit more information, please.
I can definitely help you with that.
In particular, the brochure, there you go.
Okay.
A couple here.
Yeah.
The brochure I was reading, that one, actually has some really good accommodation specials for Vietnam. I've also read that at some resorts children can actually stay for free. So I would like to find out a little bit more about this place, please.
Of course, not a problem at all. When were you and your family planning on travelling?
Look, I actually have children, so in the next school holidays for about 10, 12 days.
Okay, great. And exactly who in your family is going to be travelling with you?
It'll be myself, my husband Tom, I've got a son James who's 15 and a daughter Lucy who's 10.
Okay, and what's your name?
Oh, beg your pardon, sorry, it's Paula Davis.
Thanks, Paula. Have you got some time for me to get some more details from you regarding this holiday?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, have a seat please.
Sure.
So I'm just taking some notes here.
Sure.
Okay, so just to clarify what you've already told me, you're looking at a trip to Vietnam for around 10 to 12 days in the next September school holidays with your husband Tom Davis. Sorry, can I assume that your husband and you have the same name?
Yes,
have the same surname?
Yes.
Sorry. Your son James Davis, who is 15, and your daughter Lucy Davis, who is 10. That's correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And you would like to find out some more accommodation specials you've read about in this brochure. Have you and your family travelled together before?
Yes, yes we have.
You've been overseas together before?
Yeah, this is actually our third trip overseas.
Wow, you guys are experienced. Well, I can definitely gather all the information you require. Now, can you tell me what sort of holiday you picture yourself having with your family in Vietnam? Like the kind of things you'd like to do together and like what are the must-sees?
Yeah, sure. I guess for us, we wish to explore some of the culture and the history of Vietnam, as it seems like such an amazing country. The Mekong Delta is definitely a must-see for us. And I would love to visit Hoi An. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Hoi An. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Ideally, we'd like to spend a couple of days at a coastal resort before flying home for some relaxation. Perhaps in Nha Trang, I think that's how you
And
pronounce it.
Da Nang.
Oh,
Da Nang.
Da
Yeah,
Nang,
'cause Da Nang has some resorts.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay. Or I have even read that there's nice resorts in Hoi Pong.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. That sounds amazing. How do you and your family feel about sightseeing tours?
Yeah, we love them. I think they're convenient and easier when you're definitely travelling with kids, but we don't want to be booked on one for the whole time.
Okay.
We
Want some
also
free
like to,
Yeah.
free time's definitely important.
Yeah, it is important, definitely. You don't want to be booked the whole trip. I can understand that.
Yeah.
How about airport transfers? As these are also convenient.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those?
Yeah, we always use them when we travel.
Oh, well, good. Now, let's talk about accommodation. What type of accommodation do you prefer when travelling with your family?
We're happy with 4-star accommodation
Mhm.
as long as there's restaurants on site.
Okay, and what about room types? Are you all happy to share a room? Or would you prefer separate rooms or perhaps apartment style?
Look, we don't mind sharing with the kids as long as it's quite a big, large room.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we would prefer to have interconnecting rooms or an apartment style. I think the kids are old enough now, so.
Okay, yeah, okay. And what about transport around the country? Are you opposed to domestic flights or train travel?
I guess time will be a factor, being we only have 10 to 12 days. So I prefer to use domestic flights where appropriate.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely an easy and quicker way to get around Vietnam, definitely in that short amount of time. Okay, no worries. Now, is there anything else I need to know about regarding this trip?
Oh yeah, definitely. Before we get home to Canberra,
Mhm.
we'd like to make a stopover in Sydney for a couple of nights.
Okay.
I have a little girl who's desperate to see Taronga Zoo,
Oh, okay.
and a son that would like to try some surfing as well.
Okay. Oh, that is so cool. They're going to have a blast.
Oh, I'm gonna love it. Love it.
Okay. I would. Okay. So they're going to have a blast in Sydney. Mm.
I'd like some suggestions for also some must-dos in the short amount of time that we're actually there as well.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem at all. I can give you some suggestions for Sydney. I have noted everything down that you've discussed with me. I'll just note a little bit more just regarding those surfing lessons.
Yep.
Now, on another note, something different. Dietary requirements. Are there any special dietary requirements within your family?
Yeah, definitely. I forgot to bring it up actually. We actually require kosher meals for all the flights.
Okay.
And with regards to the flights,
Yeah.
can we actually possibly all sit together, as we've had some bad experiences previously where we've travelled and that's been an issue, all not sitting together. So we definitely want to try and be together as much as we can.
Sure. Okay, I'll work on that. Are you a member of any frequent flyer programs?
Yep, One World, frequent flyers.
One World, okay. No problem. Regarding your kosher meals, are you going to be wanting kosher meals throughout Vietnam, as this could prove to be quite difficult?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, we understand that. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to check, because I could try, but yes, it might be quite difficult in a country such as Vietnam.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to gather all that information for you. It's going to take me a few hours. So,
Yep.
are you able to come back later, or perhaps come back tomorrow?
Yep. Tomorrow. Yep, I dropped the kids off, so maybe about 10.
10. Yeah. Let me just check. Yep. 10 a.m. will work for me.
Perfect.
As well. Now, just something else while I'm thinking about it. It would be helpful if you could bring the family's passports so we can just double check the validities.
Okay.
Because to enter Vietnam, passports have to be within 6 months of remaining validity.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually realise that.
Okay.
I'll pull them out from hiding and I'll check the dates. And what about visa requirements for Vietnam?
There is visa requirements for Vietnam.
Okay.
After we go through everything tomorrow, if you're happy and you choose to book tomorrow,
Yep.
I can also arrange all your visas for Vietnam. Would you also like me to gather some information on travel insurance for you?
Yes, actually, that would be great. I really can't be bothered dealing with the travel insurance
Yeah,
myself.
understand.
I will be here at 10 a.m. in the morning. Suit you?
Yes, yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I'll see you then.
All right. Thanks, Mrs. Davis. I'll see you
Great.
tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. just sit there for a second before you walk in.
Okay.
Just hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, I haven't got everything ready yet. Got your diary?
Yeah.
I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna need, just get rid of what you don't need, I guess. Oh, hi, Mrs. Davis. It's good to see. Oh, I like that cardigan.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
It's
it's
good
borrowed
to
it
see.
off your friend actually.
It's gorgeous.
Thanks. How'd you go? I'm
Yes,
so excited.
please have a seat.
Right.
Okay, so I've actually been quite organised here, and I actually have a copy of proposed flights and itinerary.
Oh, sorry, just bear with me for a second.
Yeah, no
I just
problem.
forgot something.
No problem.
Just left my bag on the seat, sorry.
Don't be silly, that's fine.
Okay.
No problem. So I've been quite organised, and I have copies of proposed flights
Mm-hmm.
and itinerary for you to peruse.
Yep.
So firstly, what we'll do is we'll go through this together so we understand it. So
Yep.
I have a copy for you there
Yep.
as well.
Fantastic.
We'll probably just stick with my copy
Yep,
so
okay.
we understand now. I hope the phone doesn't ring. It's
That's
been
all right.
off the hook all morning.
Good.
So I've managed to cover all flights within your One World frequent flyer program.
Wonderful.
Except for the domestic Vietnamese flights, as these were not available within the program.
Okay, no worries.
At this stage, I can see all four of you together on the international flights with kosher meals.
Mm-hmm.
But on all the domestic flights, there are no meals, as these are just under an hour, these
Yeah, okay.
flights.
Yep.
Or some of them are just over an hour in length, so probably some little snacks and drinks, but not long enough for there to be any meals. The domestic Vietnam flights have seating available at this stage that is 2 by 2, but the aisle, but across the aisle from each other. And the planes are smaller, so there are no 4 seats in a row. Is this going to be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on the domestic Australian flights, you can all sit together at this stage, but 2 in front and 2 behind. Is this okay?
Yeah. Fine.
Okay,
no worries.
great. In order for me to confirm these seats, it will be best for you to book today, but let me go through your flights transfers first to see if you're happy.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Your first flight is at 8 in the morning on September the 26th. Now, from Canberra to Sydney, and then there's a 10:20 a.m. flight that you can see there from Sydney to Ho Chi Minh City via Singapore. You arrive in Ho Chi Minh City at 9 p.m. that same evening, where you will be met and transferred to your first hotel.
Okay. Yep.
The second flight is on September the 30th from Ho Chi Minh City to Da Nang at 5:15 a.m. It's an early one, I'm sorry.
I'm sure that's okay.
Alright, so turning the page on this itinerary.
Sure.
Great, so you'll be met and transferred at your, at Da Nang Airport and transferred to your hotel. The following flight is a Da Nang to Ho Chi Minh City flight on October the 4th at 10:55 a.m. You'll have the afternoon in Ho Chi Minh City before you fly out at 7:35 p.m. To Sydney.
Yep.
Once to Sydney, once again you'll be met and transferred straight to your hotel.
Yep.
Now your final flight will be home from Sydney to Canberra at 9:55 a.m. On October the 8th. So that's a total of 13 nights. You'll see here, 12 days. So 13 nights and 12 days for this holiday.
Yep.
10 days in Vietnam.
Yep.
And 2 days in Sydney. So are these dates and length of time okay?
Let me have a quick look in my diary to get my head around it.
No problem. Let me just hold this up so you can check that you can see
Yeah,
the
sure.
flights and the
Okay.
dates.
Let's have a look.
because that first one is September the 26th. And the final flight when you fly home, let's just double check, is October the 8th.
Okay. Actually, it really works. As the kids get a couple of days recovery when we actually get back then before they go back to school.
Yes.
Because we'll pretty much be away almost all the school holiday, which is perfect. So yeah, the dates and length of time will work fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good. All right. And are you happy with the airport transfers?
Yeah, I think I mentioned yesterday that I prefer the airport transfers with the kids. It's just so much easier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, you did mention that it was easier. Now let's discuss accommodation.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I've all stated all your accommodation here as well.
Hold on, let me have a look at this itinerary.
No problem. Yeah. Probably be easier if you're on the same page. So
here we go.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's okay. Now I've made sure that the places I have found have at least one restaurant on the premises. Some of them have more than one. Okay. When you touch down in Ho Chi Minh City, you'll be transferred to Sedona Suites, which is 4-star, 3-bedroom apartment that includes breakfast in Sedona Town Club.
Okay.
Sedona Town Club is the on-site restaurant.
Okay.
As well as free Wi-Fi.
Oh, kids will love that.
Now, to be honest with you, most of your hotels, well, they all have free Wi-Fi.
Oh, great. Yeah.
The Sedona Suites are located in District 1, which is in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City.
Yep.
It's close to all attractions and shops, markets and restaurants, etc.
Sounds perfect.
That's good. Now, when you fly to Da Nang, you'll be transferred to the Essence Hoi An Hotel and Spa, which is a 4-star and has a deluxe family connecting room with balcony and includes breakfast, a welcome fruit platter, etc., and the free Wi-Fi, as I stated earlier. Now, that's located right in the centre of town, which, trust me, you and the family are going to love.
Okay, how exciting.
After Hoi An, you'll be transferred to Faruma Village in Da Nang. This is your 2-day beachside resort stay that you were asking about.
Yep.
And it is the only resort where I could find where kids stay free.
Okay.
Now, I investigated the offers in this brochure that you gave me, and they're not available for the dates that you're travelling, unfortunately.
Okay.
And also, just so you know, with Faruma Villages, the kids have to be under 12 to be able to stay for free. So it will only be your daughter that is able to stay for free.
Oh, look, it's better than nothing, so yeah, that's fine.
No worries. Now, Faruma Village has a 2-bedroom pool villa.
Yep.
It's a 5-star facility, and it has multiple options for restaurants.
Sounds great.
And finally, in Sydney, there is a 2-bedroom suite available at Meriton Serviced Apartments. Now, these apartments are located 10 kilometres from Taronga Zoo and 10 kilometres from Bondi Beach for surfing. Okay. So you're going to be right in the middle of each.
Sounds perfect. Sounds great.
Yes, so how does that all sound then, accommodation-wise?
Yeah, look, what I'll do is I think it's...
Well, because if you have a look there, you'll see that I've also included the prices. Accommodation-wise.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Very reasonable too. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good. Please be sure to let me know if there's anything that you're not happy with, because there are other options.
Sure, no, I definitely will. I'll let you know at all. But I think at this stage it's exactly what we're after, so it's wonderful.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now those rooms are available, let me just check, so I just want to make sure they still are before I go and promise anything. Alright. Now those rooms, yes, they are available now, but can get booked at any time.
Okay.
So if you're going to go ahead, I'll book the room straight away to ensure that you have what you want. So yeah, that's important to know. Now what we'll do now is we'll go back to the itinerary, we'll start, and I'll show you the available tours that are available at the dates that you're going, that I've researched for you. Now, this is the exciting bit. Now, on your first day, as you know, when you fly to Ho Chi Minh City, you arrive at 9 PM that night. So By the time you arrive at Sedona Suites, it's going to be quite a long day of travel for you. So all I've done on your actual first day is just organised a half-day city tour of Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah. You'll be picked up at your hotel at 10 a.m. Just to help you guys get your bearings of the city as well.
Yep.
Now, this tour includes things like historical sites, cultural centres, museums, markets, Chinatown, etc. It's a private tour, so it'll just be your family and the guide. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great. Yeah.
And the next day, as you were requesting, it's a free day in Ho Chi Minh City for you and your family to explore on your own.
Yeah, great. Mum will go shopping by herself.
What will Dad be doing?
Looking after the kids. Of course.
I remember my husband and we actually went to Vietnam on a honeymoon.
Oh, right.
And we were overwhelmed by how busy the streets were.
Really?
And we were actually too scared to cross the road when we first got there. So we spent our first day practicing crossing the road.
Wow.
So perhaps that could be something you and your family do on the first
Good idea.
Okay, so the next day I've arranged for you all to visit the Mekong Delta.
How exciting. Yeah.
So you'll all ride on a long-tail boat. You'll get to see how diverse the Mekong is. It's amazing, the Mekong Delta, absolutely amazing.
I've heard it.
You'll visit, if you choose to book this tour, you'll visit a fish farm and a fruit farm and experience traditional Mekong Delta food.
Beautiful.
Good. So, so is this actually okay with experiencing the traditional Mekong Delta food?
Look, I think it's great. It's exactly the kind of things that I definitely want the kids to be seeing and learning about. So.
Good. Well, you said to me you wanted to explore Vietnam's history and culture, so I really thought about this when I was researching.
Yep, great, thanks.
Now, the next day is your early flight to Da Nang that I was talking about previously.
Okay.
Now, you'll be transferred to your accommodation in Hoi An from Da Nang Airport.
Yep.
And the rest of your day here is free, as well as that following morning. So that's really like a whole day and a half in Hoi An.
Perfect.
Now, the town of Hoi An is not that big, so you'll be able to wander around and nearly see all of the town. And it is an incredibly pretty town. You and your family are not going to be disappointed.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
Great.
It was probably my husband and I's favourite part of Vietnam.
Really?
Loved Hoi An. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll wait and see. Yeah, I've mentioned on a list of things to do the covered bridge. Make sure you see it. It's beautiful. In the late afternoon on your second day in Hoi An, you'll be transferred to Da Nang for your beachside resort stay.
Yep, can't wait for the beachside resort. Relaxation, part of the holiday. It's going to be a nice way to finish it off.
It's the best way to finish off. Finish it off to relax and revitalise. Finally, in Sydney, I've listed prices you'll see here of some tours and activity options if you're interested for Taronga Zoo.
Sure.
Now, with your son trying out surfing, there are surf lessons available at Bondi if you think you prefer a lesson.
Yeah.
There are different options. Most lessons, I'm pretty sure, go for around 2 hours length of time. I've included some information and prices here with a company called Bondi Surf Experience, who I know they're very good. I'm happy to book and arrange any of that for you if you think that your kids would want to do any of that.
Right, yeah.
When it comes to must-sees, actually in Sydney, you'll see I've provided a list just down here of all the must-sees. But I've also, you'll see here, provided information on a half-day city tour.
Okay.
Because I thought, because you've got limited time, particularly with the kids seeing Taronga Zoo and the surf lessons, I was thinking, with a half-day tour, you'll be actually able to see more of the city in a short amount of time, and the tour will include most of the must-sees. So the options there if you want to. The tour includes the rocks, vantage points where you can look over Sydney Harbour and the Opera House and Bondi Beach, Chinatown, King Street Wharf, as well as there's an extra option of an Opera House tour.
Yeah, look, I didn't actually consider doing a half-day tour, but that's probably a great idea. I'll have a think about it, speak to Tom.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There are other options if you're unhappy with anything. Remember that if you're unhappy with anything, I've got other options here on my system,
Yep.
and I'll be able to make changes. So
Okay, alright. No, look, it sounds perfect. Just the kind of holiday that I want for the family and I. You know what, we'll do the Har City tour in Sydney. I think that's a great idea.
okay, so maybe over that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the surf lessons.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Yeah.
my husband will actually take my son to Bondi, and I'll actually take my daughter to the zoo on the
That's a good
first
idea.
day.
Yeah.
Then we can do the tour the following day. Is it
Yeah, the
family?
city, the half-day city tour.
Yep.
Okay.
The city tour is definitely a good idea.
Yeah.
How did you go with the travel insurance?
Oh yes, I did find some information on that for you.
Sure.
Now, here at Johor Travel, we use One Cover travel insurance, as we
Okay.
believe they're the best and have the best price for the cover that they provide.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a comprehensive cover with One Cover is $133.70
Mm-hmm.
for all four of you for the time that you're in Vietnam. So that's listed here. This is a copy here of the proposed policy, so you can see actually what you're covered for.
Okay. Let me have a look.
No problem.
Look, it seems that it's definitely more than adequate. I can also see that the cancellation fees and lost deposits are covered too.
Yes, they are, but you'll see there if you read the fine print, it's for prepaid travel arrangements only,
Okay.
due to unforeseen circumstances which are out of your control.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is also a domestic policy which I have here available for the time that you're in Sydney.
Yeah.
And you'll see listed here that that's $65.70 for all four of you. And here is a copy of that proposed policy, and you can see what you're covered for.
Oh, okay.
Now, travel insurance is important, and it's important that you understand it. So what we can do is we can get together at a later date when you've got time, or even on the phone, and I can go through the whole both policies for you, section by section,
Yeah, okay.
so you completely understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll need that. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's important that you understand it, so
Yep.
yeah, we'll do that.
Sure.
Okay, so that's pretty much everything.
Okay.
Now, if you choose to book, all flights need to be paid for at the time of booking. So if you book today, for example, you'd have to pay for all flights today to ensure that you get your seating, particularly because you and your family all want to sit together.
Yep.
Now, for the rest of the trip, if you did choose to book, we require a deposit of $100 per person.
Yep.
The final full payment needs to be made 6 weeks prior to your departure to Vietnam. So in your case, we would need to receive the final payment by August the 15th.
Okay.
Plus, on top of that though, you need to be aware it would be payments for your Vietnam visas
Yep.
and travel insurance as well. And some fees and charges, which I can also sit down and explain to you about, so you understand what the extra fees and charges are.
Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and book today and pay for flights and deposits.
Okay, great.
Oh, before I forget, I also bought along all of our all of our passports.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. So what I will do then is I will take a copy of these now, I'll quickly check their validities and start to commence the visa process for you for Vietnam. That's going to make things a lot easier. Good job.
Okay. Well, look, thanks so much for all your help. I really appreciate the time and effort that you've actually gone to putting this whole itinerary together, and I'm just so excited.
You are welcome, Mrs. Davis. Look, this is great. You're going to have an amazing time. The most
Yeah.
important thing to know is that I'm here. So
Yep.
if you have any questions about anything to do with this trip,
Yep.
I'm here for you. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to pop out the back now and get a copy of these.
All right.
And
So that's all.
Yeah,
you really
just-
need?
yeah, if you just wait for 5 minutes while I
Okay,
get that copy,
sure.
and I'll give these back to you, and we'll be in touch.
Cool. Awesome. I'll wait
Okay,
here.
no worries.